Sorry about the wait, every pony. There's really no excuse for it. For now, though, I suppose I should get on track. Pretty sure half the season will be done by the time I catch up with all this. I should start with the most recent one since it's fresh in my head and I've seen it several times. And am currently rendering my reaction video to it as I write this. Bloom and Gloom. It starts out with the CMC Clubhouse, and Apple Bloom giving the others news about Bab's seed having gotten her cutie mark. I've heard some saying that the scissors came out of nowhere and didn't seem to fit Bab's seed, but consider this. We know nothing about Bab's seed personally, save that she lives in Manhattan, has a big sister, was bullied, and started up the Manhattan CMC. That's it. Unlike the other CMC whose talents and likes we know, we don't know what Bab's seed likes or what she's good at. And though I wouldn't normally go into the comics, there was that issue with Rarity and Babs where, near the end, she took an interest in the cool hairstyles of the roller derby ponies she idolized. So, there's that too. Fun little bit of foreshadowing. And on a little note, the handle of her scissors is half an apple. The parts near the center are the seeds, and the green part at the end is a leaf, so that's very cool. Moving on though, the CMC start asking the big questions fans have been asking for years. What happens if you get a cutie mark you don't like? If one of us gets a cutie mark, does that mean we're not Crusaders anymore? What happens if her mark isn't apple related? And is it me, or is Apple Bloom the most neurotic of the CMC? She seems to have the most hyper freakouts of the CMC, so there's that. Applejack is there to calm her down, and I just love this next scene.
Hush now, little sister, you're loved by all you know. You'll never lose their friendship, no matter where you go. There ain't no call to worry, so don't you cry or fret. A cutie mark won't change you, no matter what you get.
Applejack's lullaby is just... And I did expect a dream or nightmare sequence since they showed Apple Bloom sleeping and then waking up. If you saw my reaction video, you'll notice my immediate silence when I saw the camera started avoiding showing Apple Bloom's flank. I had a feeling it was gonna be a get your cutie mark dream. And is it me, or does the job of Pest Pony sound pretty friggin' awesome? No doubt others have made the Ghostbuster jokes and references to it, but I've seen them. Hey, who are you gonna call? And even more than Twitter mites, there are probably loads of magical insects and pests that are a danger to Equestria and its citizens. And these ponies are the specialists with the equipment and the know-how to get things done. Some more clues to it being a dream is of course the sudden appearance and disappearance of the old Pest Pony, and the sudden appearance of Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon as well. And for a moment, let's talk about them, even though they are just dreams in this episode. You can tell Silver Spoon's cutie mark represents her being born into wealth and possibly something else, but Diamond Tiara's, well, I've never seen nor heard many good explanations for it. To me, when I see that Diamond Tiara is a brat of a child and her cutie mark, it makes me think of a child beauty pageant or the like, and that Diamond Tiara is a little beauty queen, like Little Miss Ponyville or something. And then we get to the creepy forest all of a sudden. Jeez, Apple Bloom's special talent should be somehow winding up in the Everfree Forest no matter what. Fall asleep in Appaloosa? Wake up in the Everfree Forest! There, Apple Bloom meets a shadowy figure that agrees to take her mark away, naturally at the worst possible time as the Twitter mites get free. Now for me, I was thinking this stream was gonna do something different with how quickly Apple Bloom jumped at the call to try and save everyone and was so determined even after getting repeatedly blasted down. And that with each stream she was gonna learn something. She initially disliked the idea of her cutie mark, yet accepted it without hesitation when the ponies needed her. Sort of like a superhero. Though in this case it's just Apple Bloom getting nightmares of her worst fears that are related to her cutie mark. After the barn is destroyed and Apple Bloom wakes up, we get the first clue that this is also a dream. And it's not that the morning is happening the same as it did in the dream when Apple Bloom comes down. It's even earlier. It's right
Holy!
there. Right there. The rooster is laying an egg. That is the first clue that this is a dream and not reality. I've seen so many people miss this on their first viewing. And of course, downstairs the breakfast is more elaborate, and they go through Apple Bloom's fear of no longer being a cutie mark crusader and losing her friends. Then of course there's another wake up, and we go through Apple Bloom's fear of losing her family, where it being a dream is much more obvious. Nice to see Big Macintosh getting more lines though. So after my little acid trip, Apple Bloom wakes up a second time. I am a bit fooled because I initially thought that Pinkie Pie flying on balloons and acting like a rooster was just believable enough to be reality. Like, wait, am I dreaming? No, that's just Pinkie Pie. But Apple Bloom doesn't even make it downstairs before things get crazy this time. And I really love that scene with the cutie marks rapidly changing. Bloom runs and finds herself in the creepy forest once more. Some people have thought this was Starlight Glimmer, though this being a dream I didn't really buy that. We've had things messing with cutie marks long before Starlight Glimmer, and this is just a dream. Now when the shower reveals itself and starts talking to Apple Bloom, I was actually very unsettled when it offered to help with Apple Bloom's family problem, making me glad we didn't get to see what it would do. It just sounded kinda threatening to me. And here we get to Princess Luna arriving to help Apple Bloom, and reveals she's been doing it to herself the entire time, which is pretty entertaining. Your own thoughts being your worst enemy. And I'm glad to see Luna's Dream Warden side again. Though this brings up a point I've long held. I've heard it said that because Luna guards and protects dreams, that the ponies shouldn't have hated or disliked her, and she shouldn't have had become Nightmare Moon. This, however, brings up some pretty good proof to my own opinion on the subject. Watching other reactors, and the video of the entirety of the Brony State chat room's reactions to these episodes, comments were filled with, "It's Luna. Luna's doing this. Stop it, Luna. Luna's going too far here," throughout the entirety of the nightmare segments, like Princess Luna is to blame for the nightmare itself, or thinking that she was just sitting back and watching the scene play out instead of acting sooner. The fact that Luna is a Dream Warden gives credence to the idea of ponies resenting her. What was her alter ego called? Nightmare Moon. Nightmare Moon. In mythology, the Nightmare, or the Mare, was a demon or evil spirit that caused bad dreams, which then came to be known as nightmares. It wasn't actually a horse, but more recently, certain versions of the creature have been represented as a black horse or unicorn, or the like in comics, movies, and cartoons. The way I see so many people immediately pointing a finger and repeatedly blaming Luna for someone's nightmares makes it all the more likely that Luna could easily have been blamed by the populace for their bad dreams. Luna and Celestia were more distant with the ponies back in the day, so Luna's approach was no doubt different than it is now. She wouldn't have been so soft-spoken and kind as she is with the CMC. Perhaps she just destroyed the subject of the nightmare, like how she dispatched the headless horse, and the rarity cloud, and the dreamer just woke up or continued sleeping dreamlessly. It may not have been clear that Luna was helping them with their nightmares, and you don't always remember your dreams clearly. Luna has a correlation with nightmares. You see her in your dreams if you have one, so it's easy to blame her for it. And to those that say Luna was just watching or should have stepped in sooner, go back to listen to what Luna said.
Scootaloo and Sweetbelle are having nightmares too?
It's been a busy night for us all.
It's been a busy night for us all. Scootaloo and Sweetbelle were already at the clubhouse, so Luna had been busy taking care of the others' dreams and problems. Then the next, probably suspecting one was having a nightmare as well after learning the CMC were all talking and worried about their cutie marks. And then once she took care of the two foals she had previously met, she had checked up on their friend, Apple Bloom. I am a bit disappointed that they didn't ask Luna to bring in Babs to the clubhouse, but she's never met Babs, so perhaps that was a bit difficult. I also liked the little honk noise coming out of the thing on the desk there, and Luna's little smile afterwards. So then Apple Bloom finally wakes up having talked out the problems with our friends, and goes downstairs to get breakfast for real this time. I really enjoyed this episode. Bloom and Gloom was a really good CMC episode, and it's nice to see them, answering questions that we've been asking for a very long time. And, people misrepresenting cutie marks and what they are to a pony. And, of course, a little extra Luna is always good too, but, it just makes you wonder why there aren't more Celestia-focused episodes too. She's not even really a side character at this point. I mean, aside from premieres and finales. That's kind of a shame, but hopefully Celestia will get some more screen time this season along with Luna. Maybe just an episode with the two of them together. But that's enough about that for now. This is the Ponder Pony saying my piece.